Welcome. Many thanks indeed for calling through. This is about the 12th take, I think, of this message, because there's been aeroplanes going over, there's been computers bleeping, there's been all sorts of things happening, but I'm going to go through the pain barrier now. No matter what happens, I'm going to carry on going. I'm going to be a total professional and get right through it, because Patty Coombs, I think, has got the world record for the most takes. And I'm not far behind her at the moment, I can tell you, bless her. I think she was 37. I'm up to number 12, but it's becoming a bit paranoia. So I'm going to get through this one and let's nail it and get it done. Right, 3 bets I want to tell you about, all running on Wednesday. I see I'm going again tonight, but I'm going to carry on. My focus is going to carry on. So 3 bets. I've got a 10-1 chance running at Catterick. Now have a listen to this. A 10-1 chance. It's come from a guy I know called the Garrison. That's the nickname. I went up to Catterick for a little break actually in Yorkshire a few months back. Just a weekend break, and actually the accommodation was diabolical and I left after one day. It was absolutely awful. The pictures on the website were all fabulous, etc. And when you got there, they must have been took in the Boer War, the pictures, because it was absolutely disgusting. And so we left. But before we left, I had a meeting with this guy called the Garrison, and met him at the car park at Catterick Bridge racetrack. Not a race day, it was when there was no racing, and we had a good chat and a nice cup of coffee and had a good chat about a few things. And he's got some big ammunition lined up for this winter, I could tell you. He's mainly a jumps man, and I've got one tomorrow from him anyway. It's around about 10-1 and apparently well handicapped and ready to pop up. So that's coming free of charge in a moment. So big run expected from that one up there at Catterick. I'll give you that in a moment. I've also got another horse at Catterick, one of my own, on a horse which I think will jump round and absolutely bolt up. I do think it'll win. It's not the biggest price in the world, but I think it should absolutely hack up. I'll give you that one in a moment as well. And then there's another race I want to talk about at Limerick. So there's 3 races. This one at Limerick concerns 2 horses which I've had messages for, and also on form are very, very much under the radar horses. And they're both about 16-1 and 20-1. And I'm going to have a little bit on each of them, because at that sort of price, either one comes up, you're still going to show around about 8-1 profit or 10-1. So I'll give you them as well free of charge in just 1 minute. So 3 very interesting races coming up to you, which I'll give you just now. But I must say, big well done to all the players of the snowball bet today. 1 big snowball bet, 1 big winner, and another winner there, 7-2 into 3-1. I think there's a bit of 4s around. Coup Magic sweeping through for David Probert. I knew the horse was ready. I told you actually on this message last night, well, not this message, but the previous message last night, that it was stronger than Sheriff Garrett, which won at 14-1, which was a snowball bet as well. I told you that. That was after Sheriff Garrett had won. I told you this one was stronger. So can't be much more confident than that. And it duly absolutely bolted up. And 2 bets, 2 winners in 2 days. Both snowball bets, 14-1 and 4-1 into 3s. And there's no snowball bet tomorrow on Wednesday. There's no snowball bet tomorrow. There's no extra bet tomorrow. However, I have got something lined up for Thursday, which I'll tell you about tomorrow. And if you've subscribed to this channel through YouTube, you will get an alert, because I'll put a special message on to alert you of the fact, and then I'll repeat it later at 6 o'clock as well. But I'll wait for the green light before I'm going to mention anything. I just want to make everything is hunky-dory in the kitchen. And if it is, you'll get the message alert, or I'll put it on the 6 o'clock as well. But that'll be for Thursday's racing, and that'll be a snowball bet after 14-1 and 4-1 winner. I'm looking certainly to make it 3 out of 3 and 100% strike rate this month and this week. And these bets are very special, aren't they? You know, a lot of people enjoying this and backing a lot of winners and making a lot of money. Okay, so that's all about the snowball bet, which I'm going to announce tomorrow for Thursday. But there's no bet tomorrow, so don't panic about it. You're not missing anything whatsoever, even though there's been bets in the last 2 days. Right, let's talk business, shall we? Let's first of all I'm going to give you my bet at Catterick tomorrow on a win bet on number 3 in the 103 at Catterick Bridge. It's ridden by Brian Hughes, you all know who he is obviously. It's trained by Charlie Longsden. It's number 3, it's called Haas Boy. Now this horse would have won last time out, this gelding. I don't know if it was her fault or not, but the lady jockey, Miss Izzy Marshall, she was 9 lengths in front jumping the last to Market Race, and sadly hit the deck and you know, that was the end of that job done. Couldn't win, it fell, and that was it. So it's one of the things. Sorry, I think Market Race. I think I said Market Race. Ludlow. It was at Ludlow, and she come to the last, miles in clear, and we're just tipped up, and nothing she could do about it, and the money was lost. It was 4-1 that day, and that would have been a lovely pickup for me because I backed it and I tipped it, but it's one that got away, and I don't think it'll get away tomorrow. It runs off a mark of 115. That's the same mark as last time when it would have won, no doubt about that. But it's actually running in a lesser grade. It was in a 0 to 120 at Ludlow when it fell. There was 14 runners that day, and it was 9 lengths clear at the last. Would have absolutely hammered home, but didn't do. It's an amateur riders event, and sometimes you take the trust on that, obviously. But we've got Brian Hughes on board tomorrow, so hopefully no mistakes, and it looks like a bit of a jump round job to me. So it's number 3, Harsboy. I think it's about 6-4 at the moment, 11-8. Looks good, that. I mean, it's a short price, and I don't normally tip shortens, but I'm on a recovery mission myself with that one, and it should win. It should win. All things concerned, it should win, and I don't think there's anything wrong with the horse. It's come out straight away and running again. Longsden's got it entered. He had it entered anyway, and I think it'll win. Number 3, Harsboy, in the 103 at Catterick Bridge. Right, let me give you this horse from the Garrison, this guy called the Garrison, because he's as warm as toast. So I'll give you that now, and then I'll talk to you about these two at Limerick, and then I'll be back to you tomorrow night. I'm going to come back slightly early tomorrow because I say we could be going on the snowball run, the old Cresta run there for another bet, another winner. And if I do put one up on that snowball line, as I say, 2 out of 2, I'm aiming to make it 3 out of 3. There is one race I'm looking at, and I'm waiting for the green light on one horse there to tell me that it's 100% straight and ready, and we'll be in like a rat up a drain pipe, as they say. Okay, so number 12 in the 138 at the meeting at Catterick is a horse I'm interested in here very, very much indeed. And the horse is called Atomic Angel. Atomic Angel. It's trained by Susan Corbett, who's got a really good strike rate. Although not many people know about her, Susan, she's doing it really well, and she's got a cracking strike rate. I think it's like 13% or something like that. She's really, really good. Yeah, she's had 6 winners, you know, from 45 runs, and then also 12 places. So, you know, she's really doing well with a limited amount of chances. And I think she could train a winner here at a decent price. It's 10-1 at the moment. That looks absolutely tip-top value. It's number 12. It's called Atomic Angel. Now, last time out, it ran over 2.5 miles. It's back up to 3 mile 1 for this event, and it ran in a hurdle race, and it's back in a chase today. So it's all a bit jiggery-pokery there, what's going on. But this mare, this grey mare, is running off a mark of 82. The last time it ran in a chase was in October, and it ran off a mark of 85. So it's dropped 3 pounds in the weights, and it's only carrying 10 stone 5, which is like a featherweight really. And I think Atomic Angel is a lovely mare, and she's got freshened up by that run last time up of a shorter distance than it needs longer basically. So over 2.5 miles, it was never going to be any good. And Dylan Hurst rode it. It was a £7 claimer. Now he's been replaced by Craig Nicol, who's a much more experienced pilot obviously, and I think Craig Nicol could ride a winner here. He doesn't have too many winners, Craig. 17 winners from something like 174 mounts, but he can ride a winner. He's striking at 10%. Doesn't get too many chances. But this horse has got a very interesting profile, and it's only 7 years old, and I think she's got a good chance, I really do. She's stepping back up in trip. She's got a professional jockey on replacing the amateur, the apprentice, and she's down 3 pounds in the weight. So it's all tick, tick, tick there, and I like it. Number 12, it's called Atomic Angel anyway, and it runs in the Catterick 138, and that's my second bet of the day after Harsboy has hopefully won the 103, both at the Bridge, both at Catterick Bridge. Okay, so with the final race of the day, I want to take you to the 205 at Limerick, right? And then I'm going to come back to you tomorrow at 5 o'clock, or before. If I come back before and you've got an alert from YouTube saying I'm online, it will be because I want to announce a snowball bet for Thursday, all right? So if you've not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do, because you don't want to miss them alerts. And if you're not subscribed, you won't know there's an extra bet. You'll have to wait till 5 o'clock. So I'm sure you understand where I'm coming from. So anyway, let's talk business in this 205 at Limerick. Now, this is a tricky race. 21 runners go to post, but I don't think there's anyone in the industry who's tipped more big winners in Ireland than me in big handicaps. Not so much valuable handicaps, but handicaps with 21 runners, 28 runners in, 30 runners in. Because I've always said to you on these messages that there might be a lot of volume there, 21 runners, but there's probably only 5 or 6 what can win, in my opinion. They've got all the criteria to win, with the ground conditions, the weights, the handicap, the distance, everything has to be right. Or they just wait for another day with them, and it's as simple as that. Now, there's 2 horses which rock my boat in this race, the 205 at Limerick, and I'm going to back them both. I am, because they're both big prices. They're both 16 to 1, so if either one comes up trumps, you're going to pick up nice few quid, and they could both come up trumps, because one could win and the other one could place. But even if they both place, you're going to win money. Or even if one places, you'll win money. So this is quite an interesting formula, and I'll be very disappointed if we don't collect here, to be honest with you. Anyway, I'll give you the 2 horses, and then I'll let you on your merry way for the evening and wish you and farewell, as they say. And I'll be back at 5 o'clock on Wednesday for Thursday's action, or if not before, with an extra bulletin to inform you that there is a snowball bet. Really pleased with that one today, Cooler River. I really was, and it takes a lot of guts that when you've had a 14 to 1 winner to tell you I've got a stronger bet than that even, and a lot of people put a lot of money on my selections with that, and I take it very serious when I tell you things like that, because I know my confidence exudes into your pocket and you're crashing away. But that was it, bang, we got them. Back-to-back big winners there on the snowball, 14 to 1 and 4 to 1 into 3 to 1. And great run, great ride by the jockey today, David Probert. I was really pleased with that. But he had a lot of horse under him, and I know the horse was ready, and it was just ready. It was ready, and I know all about it. Anyway, right, these 2 horses in this race. Now I'm going to have a bit each way on both of them. Number 5 is called Kingston Kid. Let me give you the race again, just to make sure. It's the 205 at Limerick. They pay out first 5 on this, the bookies, so they could both come in the first 5, easy. And one of them could definitely win. Number 5, Kingston Kid. Kingston Kid. I'm not going to go on too much about it. It's trained by Eugene O'Sullivan, ridden by Miss M. O'Sullivan. Miss M. O'Sullivan. Now, this horse is ready. No question in my mind whatsoever. It's got the tongue tie on tomorrow. It's got the cheek pieces on. Runs off a mark of 99. I'm not going to go on about it because, I've got another horse to tell you about as well. But it is ready to go in, and it is a huge prize. It's got no form to its name. I think it's 6 duck eggs. No. And you know how many times I've brought you big winners with those figures in. No. So many times. 33 to 1, 40 to 1, 20 to 1, 25 to 1, and onwards. So many. More than anyone on YouTube or any other tipster in the industry. I've picked more big price winners in Ireland with horses with no form. Guaranteed. Number 5, Kingston Kid. Is it got exactly that profile? 6 noughts, and I think it could have a number 1 next to its name after that. However, there is another horse in this race which just puts the fly in the ointment, and it's one that could beat us. And if that was the case, I think you'd fancy chucking yourself off West Bridge. Basically it would frustrate the hell out of you. So I'm not going to miss this other one. I'm going to have a bit on each, and hopefully that one of them will strike and the other one will place. But if either one wins, it's going to be a big, healthy profit. Now, the other one I'm talking about is a horse number 12, and this one's called Plain or Battered. That could be the old fish cake, couldn't it? It could be the old sausage and batter. But it's actually called number 12, Plain or Battered. It must be about a sausage. It must be. Number 12, Plain or Battered. Now, all I can tell you, this horse is running in a handicap for the first time off a mark of 93. And the message I've got for it is it's definitely well handicapped, all right? So it's number 12, Plain or Battered. The horse really has never had a chance so far, to be honest with you, but there's no doubt about it, it's got a chance tomorrow, all right? I can't go on about it too much because I know too much and I can't tell you everything I know on an open line. So number 12, Plain or Battered, each way, and that one's in the 205 at Limerick, along with number 5, Kingston Kid. And they're both in the same race, 16 to 1 or 20 to 1 to your money. So either one wins, it's about 8 to 1 to your money, coupled, which is cracking value, with the caveat, if the both placed, you still come up smelling roses and you have a right touch. All right. So there we go. And win bet on Hass Boy. Hopefully Brian Hughes will be nailed to the plate. He won't fall off. Unlucky last time that. Number 12, Atomic Angel, from my man the Garrison up there at Catterick in the 138, big price, dropping down the weights, going back up in trip, everything's right for it. Should run a big race that. Good trainer, good jockey. And those two in Ireland, those two little sneaky under the radar bets. Sneaky. Kingston Kid and Plain or Battered. I'm going to go for the battered, but sometimes I go for the plain. Pays your money, you take your chance. I like a sausage and batter though, they're quite nice. But then sometimes I have an ordinary one and share it with Molly. She likes the sausage. So there we go, that's it. I'm going to bid you farewell, and I might even have a drop of that in a minute. You know what that is, don't you? I have a lot of people talking about. There we go, I've done it now, fizzed it. There we go. There we are. I might have a drop of that in a minute. What do you think, Josephine? I think so. Listen, take care of yourselves. Big day tomorrow. 3 more bets. Big uns, Haspboy, Atomic Angel, and the old coupled bet there, Kingston Kid and Plain or Battered. There we go. And that's it. I'll speak to you anon. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Good luck. And the next snowball bet, be on it.